What's up YouTube, Cypher here. This week I'm doing VulnHub's Vikings 1. This box is extremely easy, so I decided to do it live. With that said though, there's going to be a lot of trial and error. You're going to kind of hear me talking my way through the problems as they come, but it's a good way to kind of get an idea as to what I'm thinking and the methodology behind what I do. Um, the box starts out with some basic web enumeration. You kind of chase some breadcrumbs until eventually you get on the box, and then the privesc is container related. I'm not a container person, so I had to use articles and some trial and error to get root, but you should expect to see a technology on the OSCP exam that you're not familiar with. So this is a really good example of that. I just got back from vacation in Iceland, so I'm kind of in a Viking mood. Let's jump into it. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do an nmap-sc for default scripts, -sv for service versions. I've got it at 192.168.86.30. Let's make this extra verbose. Skip the ping scan, and yeah, let's just start with that. All right, so right away we can see that 22 and 80 is open. My guess is that's probably all that'll be open on this box. Yeah, so it looks like it. Yep, so we've got our typical port 22 SSH, right, with some info there about the operating system. Looks like it's the Ubuntu box. And then below that, we've got port 80 open, which is web. Looks like it's an Apache 2.4.29, so it's a little bit outdated. And then it looks like we've got some kind of either file or directory here. It's calling it a file, but it looks like it's probably a directory called site. So we'll start there. We'll go ahead and look at the website. And actually, before we actually look at it, we'll have some recon running in the background. So let me start by running nikto on this. We'll run nikto. And then the other thing I like to do, just in case, there's anything worth finding, like obviously nikto's already finding a bunch of what appears to be garbage, but I'll also sometimes run gobuster just to at least get it going. So let's see, gobuster, there we go. Hmm. Oh, can't type. Okay, and then I'm gonna change my word list to this obviously with the Z shell, it's doing a lot of like suggestions based on my history. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the word list that I've got set up in my little toolbox here. So let's go word lists. Let's go. Nope, not word lists. It's gonna be under dir busting. Let's do common. Okay. All right. Yeah, and actually look, it shows right away. It shows that /site is available. So let's go ahead and pull it up then. Okay, we see at the base of the file system, we see this site directory. We go in there, and we get this website. Let's see, a bunch of text, a bunch of links that probably go no there. Let's look at the source code of the page first. Let's see if there's anything interesting in here. Created Webflow. Okay. So there's not a lot going on in the source code. And it looks like, a lot of what we see here is just text and maybe a photo. So what I'll do now is I'll do some dir busting on the /site directory. So we'll go back here, and all we need to do is just add site to the end of that. And let's try dir busting that piece. Okay, cool. So now we get a text file. This is war.txt. So let's pull that bad boy out. site war.txt, and it says /war is over. So stuff like this makes me think, okay, this is a good indication that this is probably a directory that's either A, here, which, that's obviously the case. If that wasn't the case, what we could do is we could back it up and try it here even. But since this returned data, I'm going to say this is probably what we're looking for. But man, that's a lot of garbage. I'm actually not even sure what half this is. Well, they all, with the exception of the top line, it looks like all of them start with a slash. And that makes me wonder if these aren't like either A, directories, or B, a word list of directories that we're supposed to try. Like, yeah, see what I mean? Like, if that's, that is very strange. I have no idea what I'm looking at here. Just trying to get to the bottom to kind of see if anything changes or if it's just kind of this gobbledygook all the way to the bottom. Yeah, it all looks like kind of the same. That is really odd. I will say it looked like the top line was different. So maybe there's something we can do with this top line. Maybe we can plug it into a tool like CyberChef and see if, it returns something different. But yeah, super odd. Let's see. Let's try CyberChef. What I'll do then is when I plug it in, I'll just run magic on it to start, just to get an idea like if this is going to be something worth investigating. Magic will usually come up right away with an idea, but since it's not coming up with anything, I'm guessing that's not the case. Um, hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, so I guess the alternative here is to download this and try dirbusing with this word list here. That's also a possibility because I guess my idea here is that maybe one of these is kind of like um, an actual no kidding URL. So here, let's do this. Let's curl. That's definitely not what I wanted at all. That's okay. Actually, did I? Why don't I just do this? This is copy that, paste it, and I just want to make sure that it pulls back everything that's on that page. Actually, is that just like a huge base 64 encoded string? There's no way, right? Let's hold on. Base 64 decode? Are we getting closer to something? I don't think so. That actually might be like a zip file or something. We might be able to take that and do test, and then do a file on test. Oh, okay. Yeah, so, excuse me, War is Over was a base 64 encoded zip file. So what we did was we curled it, base64 decoded it, and then sent that output to test. And then here we check to see, okay, according to the file binary, what is test? And it says it's a zip archive. So now, can we unzip that? It doesn't look like it. And actually here it says it's AES encrypted. Okay, so let's look up using like John the Ripper. John the Ripper, AES encrypted. AES encrypted zip archive. Okay, so zip to John. That might be the answer. Okay, so let's do zip to John on test, and we'll call it crack me. Okay then. And then let's do John, sweet. So I've already got my Rocky word list in my Z shell history. So we'll just do that on crack me. And I feel like I really could have benefited from using my GPU for this. Oh, sweet. Too easy. Okay. So now we have the password to that zip archive. So we can go ahead and copy that. One thing I haven't really touched on too much so far is notes. Might be a good idea to maybe make a file called notes.txt, and in that we'll put the results of this this command here. Copy that, paste, and we'll kind of make a note here, zip archive password. And really, if nothing else, all that does is like we can cat notes anytime we need this password and go in, copy it, and now we can use it, right? So like we can do unzip, test. Ugh, I need to get it to accept a password. Let me see if unzip. How do we unzip a zip archive with a password? Unzip archive password. Yeah, let's just see what. Let's see if this. Oh, okay, here we go. So we can do dash capital P. Did I just miss that? Like, I didn't see dash capital P at all in the. Okay, so we'll do unzip dash capital P pass. That's wonderful. All right, let's try that again. So again, this is why we create the notes file, right? We'll have the password handy. So now we can do copy, unzip, dash capital P, and then test. Still skipping. Isn't that awesome? I'm gonna move, I know it doesn't really matter, but I'm just gonna move test to test.zip, file test.zip, unzip test dash p Ragnarok 123. Nope. Why is that not letting us open that? Let's look at it in File Explorer real quick. Try to get an idea as to why it's being so dumb. Like, what if we just tried to like open with this archive manager? Aha! Password required. And it's an image. So I hate to do it the way I just did it with the GUI. But I want to know why I really want to know why it is that I can't seem to get the archive to open from the command line. So let me just to make sure. Like it's not even asking me for a password. All right, let's do some more Googling. I'm doing this entire box live, so it's gonna be interesting. You're gonna hear me talking myself through some problems along the way. Oh, actually, that might be part of it. This need PK compatibility issue. Let's actually look at that. Airball unzipping. Hmm. Okay, so maybe it's because we need to try a different. Um, we need to try 7Z. I think I have 7Z already downloaded. I sure don't. So let's see. Apt install. I want to make sure I do the command properly because I don't want to have to try to hunt down this package. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and install 7-zip and see if that's the answer. Okay, 7. Man, I already had it. I'm just a goofball, and I think I did 7x earlier by accident. Been a long day. Okay, so 7zx test.zip. Here we go. Now it's asking for a password. I'm gonna cat my notes so I can get that password queued up. Paste that. All right, sweet. And there's king, right? So we'll go to king. Just kidding. We're not gonna go to king because king is a file. And actually, I think it's an image file, right? Based on what we saw earlier. Yep, it's a JPEG. So, oh man, there's a way to open images from the command line. Hold on. Open image from command line Linux. Oh, and it's such an easy. If I remember right, it's a really simple command. FEH? That's not the one I was thinking of. Display, no. Not tiv either. Anyway, I think it was EOG. Are you serious? EOG. Okay, what happens if I just type king? Nothing. Let's see if it. Open photo. It's weird though, like I had EOG before. So just in case, let's try apt install EOG. See, it got nuked somehow. Silly. So now, EOG, I wasn't wrong at all. I just didn't have it for some reason. So anyway, all of that just to look at this beautiful image of some Viking ships with apparently Vikings on them. So, you know, as with most CTFs, as most CTFs go, if you're presented with an image just randomly like that, that's a really good indication that there's going to be some kind of metadata hidden in that image. So I have some notes on what to do with images if you're trying to find data kind of hidden within those. It's this, let's see, steg cracking notes. So let's look at steg cracking notes. Okay, so let's try binwalk first. So we'll do binwalk king. Yep, and right away you can see that like it's not just a JPEG image, right? There's all this other stuff kind of embedded within it. It looks like there's probably a zip archive inside of there. So let's see. How do you extract that? I don't know if you can use binwalk to do that or not. I don't remember. Can you extract it? Eh, maybe that's what my notes were kind of alluding to, is using maybe steghide instead to extract it. So let's do, um, man, I'm coming up blank on a lot of these things. Like, why do I not have steghide? Like, what is that? Okay. Steghide, extract, SF, apparently. And king, passphrase. Let's just try some gobbledygook and see what happens. Could not extract any data without the passphrase, or with that passphrase. So that tells me that, yet again, we're kind of running into this situation where there's, where there is some kind of metadata or data hidden within this image that is protected by a password. So I think that's where stegseek is going to come in handy. So we'll try. Let's see if stegseek is even available. Of course not. So we'll install that quickly. I'm really sorry that I was, gosh, if I could spell, so unprepared for this recording. I kind of decided to do this one on the fly. Let's see. Let's go Kali install stegseek. I just want to know how to install it. Install the stegseek release. I feel like I haven't had to do that in the past with stegseek. Now, we could try stegcracker. Stegcracker probably does something very similar. Stegcracker, file, word list, done. So let's go stegcracker. Oh boy, this is just rich. Okay, stegcracker, file name, which was what, king, word list, let's go, rock you, there we go, unsupported file, doesn't support JPEG, that's brilliant. Stegcracker has been retired following the release of stegseek. Okay, it can be found here, fine, if you're gonna make me, that's fine. Installation on Linux, sudo, so download the, okay, they're gonna make us do it. They're gonna make us do it. We're gonna download the most recent release. We're gonna save that, and then since it'll be in downloads, now we can go ahead and do apt install stegseek within downloads. So apt install root downloads stegseek. Perfect. Okay. I'm not too comfortable with the fact that it aired out right here. But whatever. Let's try stegseek. Okay, so it was successful. Boy, this has been fun. King, word list, root, desktop, toolbox, word list, rock you. It is pretty fast. I'll give him that. Could not find a valid passphrase. Okay. All right. So, I guess what we'll do here is let's look at some other options to maybe try to find. See, and binwalk was like, yeah, it's definitely got stuff in it. There's something in there. So, all right, let's look at other options for trying to Just want to make sure I know what the error here was. Oh, okay. Let's actually, just in case, let's try that old password. Just in case. Oh, I switched. Let's just in case try this password because you never know. Is it likely? Okay. All right. So back to the drawing board. Let's use the Google machine to try to find more passwords. Stag find password JPEG file. Steg cracker, steganography, something on GitHub maybe. Steg cracker is the one we're using. I'm thinking there's got to be. Oh, that's a good idea. So Hacktricks is a great website that, in general, I mean, I used it a lot for my OSCP. Yeah, okay. So binwalk is definitely capable of extracting information from a file. So we'll try it again. This time we'll use tacky for extract. Oh man, all kinds of problems there. Let's do this. Binwalk extraction uses many third-party utilities, which may not be scary if you wish to extract. Oh, okay. I guess we can try run as equals root, but I don't know why that would be necessary. Okay, so there's a king extracted folder. Aha! Okay. Whew. That was a doozy. What's inside a user? Oh. So are we supposed to unzip this folder? This zip file here? This looks like a username or something. Is this a username? Can we SSH with this username? Hold on. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Oh, sorry. I probably should take this out of full screen so it's not so obnoxiously. It's probably difficult to see a lot of what I'm doing if it's way down there at the bottom, but you know what? And I'll also kind of like. Let's see. There we go. A little bit easier. I really seriously doubt that that's the username. That username is way too crazy. And if I remember right, I don't think you can use uppercase characters in a username in Linux. No, that's not correct. Try it all lowercase maybe. Nope, it's not responding. Well, can I even SSH at all into this box? Oh, wow. It certainly would help if I had the IP address correct. Jeez. All right. Wait, so is this the password then? No, that was not the password. Let's go back to the original case where it had some uppercase characters in there. Let's try the password. Nope. I don't think you can have Yeah, I don't think you can have uppercase characters in a Unix username. Um, let's try look at user again. Man, that looks like a username right there. Maybe it's just this piece. Just floki. Let's try floki. What was it? 30. Let's try this as the password. Hey yo, all right. Finally. That was a huge pain. I'm really sorry about the need to download all these packages and man, that was a mess. I'm really sorry. Okay. Anyway, back on track. Let us. Okay, first of all, let's do some quick like, you know, you get on a box. Let's do like, A to Z. Like, what are some things you're gonna want to be looking at? So first of all, where the hell am I? Okay, so I'm in Floki's home directory. What's in here? Um, a bunch of stuff, most of which is relatively like common. I mean, all this stuff, this bash rc and history, that's all really common. Cache, um, GNU-PG, local, etc. All that is super like run-of-the-mill common stuff. What sticks out to me though is README is uncommon and boat is uncommon. I'm gonna look at README first because it's piqued my interest. Oh man, here we go. Floki creation. I need to create this boat to find Ragnar. So is Ragnar a user on this box? Let's look at home and see. Yep, there's another user called Ragnar. So my guess, kind of following like typical CTF um, workflow, we probably need to move laterally um, to Ragnar and then privesc to root, right? Uh, since we have Floki's password, another thing we might want to look at quickly, I know we'll get into boat in just a second, but let's quickly look into, is there anything that Floki can do as root? Because again, we have his password. So let me real quick change into _king. See, I should have made note of the fact that this is a password here. Let's enter in his password and see, is there anything? Okay, so he's not allowed to do anything sudo related on this box. So that tells me that yes, we're gonna need to dive into this boat deal. So let's look at boat. What do we got? There's what? Cat boat. Okay. Printable chars are your ally. Num equals 29th prime number. Collat's conjecture. Num. What? What? Okay, first of all, what's the 29th prime number? I don't know what that is. I'm not sure. List of prime numbers. Oh man, are we about to do this the old-fashioned way? We about to count them? So we could say that this is 29, 109, right? So I don't understand. What is boat? It's just XC text. So what is this function? What is this function doing with the number? Presumably 109. Let's find out. Simple math problem we can't solve. I feel like this is maybe a little bit of a dead end. Printable chars are your ally. Num is equal to the 29th prime number. Collat's conjecture num. That really is meaningless to me. I hate to say it, but like that is genuinely meaningless. I'm not much of a math person. So here's what we'll do. We'll make a mental note of this, and we'll kind of like move on for now. Let's kind of like look around a little bit, do a little bit more recon. So like for example, can we go inside of Ragnar's home directory? We can. Can we read user.txt? We can. Cool. So like, you know, in a typical CTF situation, like this would be, you know, we're halfway there. So because we got user.txt. So now, oh, this is interesting. There's a Python history, but it's being piped to dev null, so that's not going to help us. But now what we would do is maybe look at like, okay, what else is on this box that might lead to becoming Ragnar? So I'm just going to go to the base of the file system and start looking for like weird stuff. Now, like a great place to look for weird stuff would be like opt. And not necessarily weird stuff, but like, you know, is there anything in here that could be used for a privesc or, you know, leaked passwords, etc. Ooh, but we're not allowed to do anything there with containerd. Interesting. Okay. We might. Let's see. I don't know. We could go back to the base of the website and we could look to see if there's anything leaked in there. Nope. My guess is that that's going to be a no-go. So, okay. So, you know, we've got that boat file inside of Floki's home directory. But just to like save ourselves some time, you know, to avoid wasting a bunch of time on a potential dead end, what I'm going to do is run one of my favorite Linux privesc scripts. And that is, let's see, there's a few of them I really like, but let's see. I'm going to run, I think I'm just going to start with linPEAS maybe. And then we can kind of like work our way down. Like LSC is another really good one, but let's just start with linPEAS. So we'll do wget 86. What is my IP? 32, 90. And I don't want to get the spelling wrong. Ooh, and actually before we download it, let's cd into temp, and then let's download it. That's a terrible sign that it's not pulling it down. Can we at least, we can ping us, right? I know it's dumb, but yeah, we can definitely ping us. Okay, do we need to do 80 instead? Maybe it doesn't like the fact that we tried to do. Actually, let's do this. Here's a great way to you know, avoid putting anything on disk. You could just curl it. Let's do curl it silently, meaning, you know, no status codes and stuff like that. Let's do linPEAS.sh. And then what you can do is you can actually pipe that to bash. And that way you're just, you know, pulling down the contents of this file, sending it straight to bash, and it doesn't ever put anything on disk. That's always a really nice kind of way of avoiding, I don't know, getting detected, right? Getting picked up by the blue team guys. Man, this thing keeps coming up, the LXD. So I guess while it's running, I'm gonna real quick look in. I see that there's some LSD or LXD, LSD, jeez. There's some LXD group that I'm a part of as Floki, and that tells me that there might be an easy privesc win using that. Um, maybe using containers. Huh. Yeah, but see, a lot of that looks kind of, this looks like pretty complicated, all things considered. Uh, like I don't hate this method, but I think we need to read the script in full before we start getting into like downloading container images and all this other nonsense. So here, what I'll do is go back to the top, and we'll just work our way down. Looking for anything highlighted. I mean, red's cool and all, but like I'm looking for red and yellow. And again, you know, we see that that LXD group is showing up. I see that the pseudo version showing up. That's kind of a cheap and dirty way to win. Um, yeah, I see the pseudo stuff that came up late last year is coming up. Um, let's try to find the intended route because I'm fairly certain that that was not the intended route. Okay. Um, oh no, that's a comment. That's just a comment. That's actually not anything. Again, just looking for anything kind of red or red and yellow. A lot of stuff comes up red, especially stuff like this. After a while, you get used to just seeing it, and it's not nearly as alarming. So you just kind of, you know, keep on keeping on. Um, I see a couple ports listening internally. You know, stuff that wasn't listening externally. That's interesting. Uh, again, a lot of stuff that's not, you know, it's red, but it's if you've seen it once, you've seen it 1,000 times, kind of things. And I'm not going to get too excited about it. Like, great example, this cloud config, I see that all the time. I tend to just blow right past it because I've never once had to actually use that as some kind of privesc. So, mm -hmm. Yep, a lot of this stuff is your usual stuff. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm convinced now that it's probably gonna be this LXD exploit. So I'm not knocking this. This could be the intended way. Um, but like, you know, then I'll put the vulnerable server. Yeah, see, like so much. This looks so crazy. Container, create a container and add root path. Hmm. But see, we don't have any pseudo rights. So I'm wondering if that's going to be problematic. This might work. I don't know though. Like, I hate to do this, um, but like with a lot of these, like you can just kind of just start running the commands. Oh, and that's not what I wanted. You know, like run the commands and see if anything happens. Um, see, like the very first command, nothing. It wasn't successful. Failed container creation. So that's a good indication that maybe we need to dig into this a little more. So, uh, okay. So here's an actual article about LXD. Yeah, see, linPEAS pointed out that we're a part of the LXD group. That's interesting. Huh. But we can't use sudo though. It might be worth it. Might be worth trying. Why not, right? Hmm. See, like this is, supposedly cloning this, and this is internet connected, but I get the idea that something here is not correct. This should not be taking nearly this long. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So, okay, you need to do this on Kali. So, all right, we'll try that on Kali. Why not? My bad. We will stop that from doing what it was doing. I'm going to go into my temp directory to do this because I don't want a bunch of BS floating around in my system. I forget about it, and then it's taking up space. See, okay, there we go. That's much more like it. We will cd into the directory and then run the build package. So we'll do cd the alpine builder. Oops, and we'll run the build. Okay. Let's see. It says if during the build any errors come up, that can mean that the mirrors used are not valid. Simply edit the root fs user share alpine mirrors.txt file and remove all the mirrors apart from the first one. So far, so good. I don't see any issues, and it's almost done. So that's a good indication. Okay. Now we need to go ahead and need to make that tar gz available to the target host. So we'll do that. Oh man, there's two of them. That's interesting. Whatever. All right, so we'll make them available. We will see which one does this recommend you add to the host. That's really odd. All right, well we'll just try .13, whatever. So we'll do wget http //192.168.86.30/ and then we'll just pick the first one. Error 404 not found. Well, duh, because it's not .30, it's .32. There we go. And there it is. Okay. And now what it wants us to do is run this bad boy right here. Import the image using the lxc command line tool. It's important to do this from your home directory on the victim machine or it might fail. Oh. That's good to know. So maybe we do need to move this alpine dealio to our home directory. Let's do that. Okay, now we'll run the image import command. I feel like this is supposed to be like this. Image imported with fingerprint, blah, blah, blah. Cool. As suggested by LXC, before actually using the image, it should be initialized and its storage pool should be configured. This default selection will be fine. So LXD init. Would you like to use LXD clustering? I'm just hitting enter. I'm just using the default setting for every single one of these. because I have no idea. Yeah, oh, see. Oh, that's not a great indication. Okay. Mm, dang it. Maybe, but it might still be up and running if just that. I don't know. No storage pool was found. Do you want to configure a new storage pool? Yes or no? Default is yes. I wonder, okay, I need to stop breezing over this and I need to actually give it like a second. Because now I'm like, shoot, my image. But I used that, right? When I did that, I called it my image. Yeah, I called it my image. Yeah, and I'm starting to think that this is the reason. So let's Google this error and see if it's a quick, easy fix that could have been easily avoided. Oh man. Manual configuration required. That's not what happened. It was man, it's that's a lot of stuff. Failed to create network. Open no such file directory. Proxy synaptics. Oh, that's funny. I see Vikings, and that makes me think that there's definitely like that definitely makes me think that there's like some kind of error here that somebody's already kind of picked up on. Okay, let's try it. Maybe a different article. I'm trying to decide if I want to try a different article. Just kind of explains the ins and outs. Okay, so this is like a way more. This is like a much more generic. Yeah. Okay. I think, is this the one we already did? Let's see. In other words, my question is, is that exactly what I just downloaded? Yeah, the LXD Alpine Builder. Yep. .git? I didn't use .git. I don't think that's a big deal though. Change it, build it, serve it, download it. Yeah, so this should be working. The fact that it's not is interesting. Well, let's try LXC image list and see what happens. Wow, there is an image in there. Public. Yeah, that 100% worked. So now let's just screw it. Let's just go with these instructions. No storage pool found. Was it the import piece that failed? What piece failed here? You know what? Screw it. Let's try the other one. Let's try this bad boy. So Let's try. There we go. Let's try the 3 dot, whatever, 15. Okay. So we downloaded the image. Let's do, instead of my image, let's do yo image. 3 dot, what do we say, 15? Okay, import was correct. Let's do the list. We see yo image. Okay. Let's do this guy, the init, but let's change this to yo image. No storage pool found. We need to create a storage pool. See, this is what I get for not understanding containers. Truthfully. I mean, really. This is 100% what I get. You need to initialize LXD init. LXD. I don't know. Again, I'm just going to do all this crap. And see, that's going to be problematic. This guy right here. So that tells me that we need to try a little harder to Google this, because I'm telling you right now, that's going to be the issue. That is going to be the issue. Failed to create. Maybe this can help us. Sure. But what I'm trying to figure out is why it's having an issue with this guy. I'll just try this again, and we'll try it, be a little bit more generic about it. Huh. That's interesting. LXC network show. Is this the one? Nope. What was it? Was it not? LXC network show. I wonder if this will. You know, I wonder, like, this might be worth trying. It sounds like this is a quick and dirty. Oh man, invalid number of arguments. God. Unless it's LXD. Haven't we been doing LXD up to this point? Have we been doing LXD up to this point? Maybe. Must be run his root. Huh. Huh. Oh, that's too funny. Problem solved. So it's saying that this is the solution. However, it requires you to enable IPv6, reboot, then run the command disable IPv6 reboot. That is a cluster F of instructions. Let's see. We're missing something here. We're missing something. I just need to see y'all fix it. All right, let's see it, but I don't think that's gonna work. I don't know. No storage pool found. We need to create a storage pool. I think, again, it's related to the fact that the let's see. Let's try doing IPv6. Let's set it to none. Jeez. Okay. I'm so sorry for this. This has been just absolutely riveting. You can tell I'm tired. You can tell it's been a long day. None. There. Oh my goodness. What a mess. So sorry. I'm so sorry. Don't hate me. Oh man. Okay. Now. Huh. Huh. Let's see. I don't see yo image. I don't. So I'm okay with just carrying on swiftly. Okay. And then start ignite. Okay. And exec ignite bin bash. Huh. Huh. That was exhausting. Lessons learned, folks. Read. I wanted this video to be kind of quick and dirty. I wanted to, put something out because I need to get back to YouTube. So I wanted to give you something just to kind of, if nothing else, look at methodology, right? But yeah, had I read this, right, made the connection like, oh, it's dying because it's having issues with IPv6, and had I just read, hey, are you going to be assigning an IPv6 address to it, right? And known like, oh, no, would have saved a lot of time. So my deepest apologies for that. Again, like I said, I'm tired. Oh, good God. Really, I disagree. Jeez. Okay. This is just all kinds of fun. What is even, what kind of sorcery is this? Like, is there not a root.txt somewhere? Yeah, okay, fair enough. Look at that. All the levels of root. Okay. Whew. Again, folks, super sorry, but I hope you learned something. In this case, it was, hey, I came across a technology that I'm not familiar with. Had I maybe just taken the time to, do the reading, pay attention, I would have gotten through this, a little more quickly. But nonetheless, we got there. We got both user and root, and we didn't waste a ton of time fumbling around with the exception of the end there. So hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll come out with another one next week. Take care.